MLB Pipeline, the new top 100 prospects have came out. In today's video, I'm going to react to the top 100 prospects in baseball according to MLB Pipeline. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, 92% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So at number 100 from the Cleveland Guardians is Daniel Espino. He's in high A ball right now. He's got a great fastball. He was their 2019 first-round pick. Like I said, he's currently with their high A team, the Lake County Captains. Currently on the year, he is 1-6 with a 4.11 ERA. Not a great year, but it's still a year that will probably get him promoted to Double A next year. He'll probably be in Double A ball next year. They signed him for just a little bit above the slot value in 2019. Daniel Espino is a very good player. I think 100 is about right. Got a good fastball, like I said, and yeah. At number 99 is Sam Huff of the Texas Rangers, catcher slash first baseman. He's currently with their Double A team, the Frisco Rough Riders, right now. And this guy has a ton of power. He's going to hit for a lot of home runs. The average has not been high at all this year, but he's still been hitting for the power per usual with Sam Huff. He's going to hit for a ton of power. The batting average has been high in years past, but it's not been this year. He's got a 221 average this year with 10 home runs and 22 RBIs. Got a little bit of time with the Rangers in 2020. I thought he was going to start the year on with them in 2021, but he still needs a little time in the minor leagues. They've kind of got him at first base a little bit too, just for the simple reason that he is not the greatest catcher as far as defensively, so they're going to try to turn him into a first baseman, because with the pop that Sam Huff has, you want him in the lineup. And number 98 is a recently drafted player. That's Matt McLain of the Cincinnati Reds. He's currently in high A ball already with the Dayton Dragons. He's got 1 home run this year, 5 RBIs, and a 348 batting average. He's going to be up to the majors pretty quick. He's one of the guys that in the 2021 draft that I thought was going to be up rather quick in the draft, because he's great hitter, and is going to be up pretty quick in that farm system. He was the 17th overall pick in 2021. He'll be up pretty quick to the majors. They have him as an ETA of 2023. I probably agree. He's going to be up pretty quick. Next up at number 97 is Michael Harris, outfielder from the Atlanta Braves. He's currently in high A ball with the Rome Braves, and he's had a pretty solid year. 300 batting average right on the dot, 6 home runs, 53 RBIs, 21 stolen bases, 440 slugging percentage, and a 348 on-base percentage. Really good year for Michael Harris, who was their 3rd-round pick back in 2019. And yeah, I think that Michael Harris definitely deserves to be on this list. And I think he's maybe the number 4 or 5 prospect for the Braves. Number 96 is another recently drafted guy, Sal Frelick of the Milwaukee Brewers. He's currently in low A ball with the Carolina Mudcats. He was their 15th overall pick in 2021. And yeah, he has a great arm, plays the outfield, center field. And he's really tearing up low A ball already with 1 home run, 11 RBIs, and a 407 batting average. He also played a little bit in rookie ball with their team. So, yeah, Sal Frelick is going to be a very good player. He's coming in at number 96. And number 95 is Sam Bachman of the Los Angeles Angels. He's already in high A ball as well. He's going to be another guy that's going to be up pretty quick. He's got the fastball, slider, and changeup. Fastball and slider are the main pitches he uses. People are concerned about him not having a 3rd pitch. They're really concerned about that. And so far, he's not been terrible at all for high A ball Tri-City Dust Devils. He's 0-1 with a 2.70 ERA in 3 games started in 6.2 innings. So he's not pitching long into games, but he probably will at some point. And number 94 is Braylon Marquez. I'm not sure he deserves to be on this list. Yes, he's a very good prospect, but on the other hand, he hasn't pitched since 2019 due to a shoulder injury. And that doesn't always boost him down, but that usually takes him down a little bit, which it has with Braylon Marquez. In 2019, he was 9-5 with a 3.13 ERA. He got 1 game with the Cubs in 2020. He's currently in Double A ball, like I said, on the 60-day injury list. He's not going to pitch at all this year. Yeah. Next up at number 93 is Liover Pereira for the Pirates. He's currently in high A ball with the Greensboro Grasshoppers with 11 home runs, 36 RBIs, and a 263 batting average this year. A really good year for Liover Pereira. It's going to be a matter for him of whether he's their shortstop of the future or he's their second baseman for the future, with O'Neal Cruz being there. But the Diamondbacks actually signed him, and he's now on the Pirates, obviously. So, Liover Pereira has had a really good season in the minors. Probably going to be ready to move up to Double-A pretty soon. Jackson Coer is the next prospect at number 92 for the Kansas City Royals. He's currently in Triple-A with the Omaha Storm Chasers. And this year he's had a fairly good year. 7-4 with a 3.75 ERA in 14 games started. Had a very good year in 2019. Got a little bit of time with him in 2021 and, to say the least, struggled with an 0-2 record and an 18 ERA in 3 games and 2 started. So he struggled when he came to the Major League team, but has went back down to AAA and has really been a lot better. Next up at 91 is Greg Jones of the Tampa Bay Rays. Greg Jones has had a phenomenal year this year. He has already got a promotion from high A ball to Double-A ball this year, and is struggling in the early parts of his Double-A career with only 7 games played, a 167 batting average, and he's got his first home run in Double-A, 1 home run and 2 RBIs. In high A ball this year, though, with the Bowling Green Hot Rods, 13 home runs, 38 RBIs, and a 291 batting average. Had a really good year. Had a really good year in 2019, too. And Greg Jones is a very good prospect. Another shortstop for the Rays, but still, he's a very good prospect, a switch hitter. They're going to probably find a place for him, whether that's at second or third base. I see him more as a second baseman probably for the future, considering as good as Wander Franco's been playing. And yeah. At number 90, another Texas Ranger, Justin Foscue. He's currently with their Double-A team right now, and he was the 14th overall pick by Texas in 2020. He's got 15 home runs this year, 40 RBIs, and a 280 batting average. Like I said, he's just been promoted to Double-A, and he's struggled, to say the least, in the first 8 games. But with the crawdads in high A ball, he struggled at the start too. He struggled a lot in the first month, then had an injury, came back, and just could not be stopped. He only played 33 games in high A ball. So he's going to struggle a little bit at first, and people are going to overreact to him struggling for 8 games and really going to but you need to take that with a grain of salt, because he's had a really good year. 214 batting average, 0 home runs and 2 RBIs in Double-A ball. But in high A ball, like I said, great season. Most people would be happy with this in a whole season, but he did it in just 33 games. 14 home runs, 35 RBIs, and a 296 batting average. Next up at number 89 is Gabriel Arias, an infielder in Triple-A ball right now with the Columbus Clippers. And this is a guy that came over in the Mike Clevenger deal in 2020. And so far this year in Triple-A, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, and a 272 batting average. They'll probably see him as their long-term shortstop. Possibly see him as their long-term shortstop. He's got a good arm. Could even move over to third base, but you've already got Nolan Jones, Jose Ramirez there. But maybe Tyler Freeman's that guy too. Next up at number 88 is Jordan Belaskovic. He's a right-hander for the Minnesota Twins. He's currently in Double-A ball. He was their 2016 fifth-round pick. And he's got a good fastball, good slider, and a changeup. And yeah. So Belaskovic is currently in Double-A, like I said. And this year he's 4-2 with a 3.74 ERA. A pretty good year for Jordan Belaskovic. Next up is Elliot Ramos for the San Francisco Giants. He's currently in Triple-A ball. Hasn't had a great year this year. 238 batting average, 11 home runs, and 35 RBIs. It's a solid season, but not a great season for Elliot Ramos. Next up at number 86, another Braves outfielder, Drew Waters. Drew Waters is just a guy that is not getting any better. Like, he's not getting any worse, but nor is he really getting any better. The pop has never shown with him. He's a better hitter than Christian Pache, yes. But Drew Waters has never... He's just not improving. The batting average has only went down this year. 251 batting average, 8 home runs, and 30 RBIs this year. A not very good season at all for Drew Waters. And the Braves don't need him, really. They've got a ton of outfielders, and they don't have any use for him. Yes, he's not getting his chance in the Major League, but he's not performing in the great level that you need to be performing to get promoted to the Major Leagues. Drew Waters was a 2017 second-round pick. He still probably needs to work on the hitting because it's just not doing this year. Next up at 85 is Bobby Miller. He's currently in high A ball on the 7-day injured list. But he had a really good year in 13 games. 2-2 with a 2.03 ERA. He had a really good year. And with the way the Dodgers develop pitching, he kind of reminds me as a right-handed Chris Sale, honestly. He's a very good prospect. Luis Matos is an outfielder for the Giants. He's currently an A-ball with 12 home runs, 73 RBIs, and a 324 batting average this year. He's had a heck of a season in low A-ball. Next up at 83 is Colton Cowser, who's currently with the Delmarva Shorebirds, their A-ball team. And he started off very hot. I'm already starting off pretty wrong about him. But 1 home run, 11 RBIs, and a 405 batting average for Colton Cowser as of now. He's been very good so far. Jake Eder for the Marlins is next up at number 82. He's had a great year, just like most Marlins pitchers have. Left-hander, he's in Double-A right now with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. He's 3-5 with a 1.77 ERA this year. This guy, I saw him and I didn't even know him, but he is very, very good. And he actually dropped to the Mets in the 34th round in 2017, but was a 2024th round pick for the Marlins. The Marlins had a really good 2020 draft, and it's showing even more. Next up at number 81 is another Dodgers prospect, Michael Busch. He's in Double-A right now with the Tulsa Drillers. He's got 15 home runs this year, 44 RBIs, and a 243 batting average. If he can get that average up, I think he'll probably be promoted to Triple-A. Next up is Gunnar Henderson at number 80 for the Baltimore Orioles. He's had a very solid year in high A ball with Aberdeen Ironbirds. 255 batting average, 14 home runs, and 61 RBIs for Gunnar Henderson. He's going to be a third baseman long term. They've got so many shortstops there with Jordan Westburg, who I think is in this top 100, and more. He was their 2019 second-round pick. The Orioles have a lot of exciting players coming up, and I think that Fangraphs ranked him number 1. And I might react to the Fangraphs Farm System rankings for a video if you want to see that. Next up at number 79 is another Tampa Bay Rays player, Josh Lowe. He was a 2016 first-round pick and has a great arm, very good in the field as well. And this year in AAA, 20 home runs, 66 RBIs, and 275 batting average. Call him up. Kevin Kiermaier does not need to be the center fielder anymore. Call Josh Lowe up. Next up at number 78 is DL Hall. He has had a decent season at Double-A in a small sample size. 2-0 with a 3.13 ERA. A pretty solid season, like I said, but in a small sample size. Next up at number 77, J.J. Bleday. He's with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos right now, their Double-A affiliate, where everybody seems to be for them. Not a great year. 205 batting average, 11 home runs, 43 RBIs. Not a very good year. J.J. Bleday could definitely improve in Double-A. Xavier Edwards is another guy who really just has not had a great year. A very disappointing year. Still hitting for the high batting average that he always does with a 294 batting average, but 0 home runs and 18 RBIs. He has not got a home run yet on the season. He's not a guy who's going to hit for pop. He's only hit 1 home run in his minor league career so far. But this is a guy who's going to hit for a high average. He hit for 346 in 2018 and 322 in 2019 and a 294 this year. He's going to hit for a high average, but Edwards has got to do better than he's doing. He's just not playing good baseball. He came over in the trade for Tommy Pham and Jake Cronenworth back in 2018. Next up at number 75, another Atlanta Brave, Shea Langeliers. I don't know if he's the catcher for the future, considering Darno just got extended. A 2019 first-round pick for the Braves, 9th overall. 19 home runs this year, 42 RBIs, and a 268 batting average. He has had a heck of a season. I see him definitely getting promoted to AAA ball in Gwinnett soon. Next up at number 74 is Nolan Jones of the Cleveland baseball team. Now, this is a guy who can play third base, can play the outfield. But you've got to call Nolan Jones up. He's one of the guys that I think definitely needs to be called up for this team and definitely deserves to be called up for this team. He's been sitting down in the minors in AAA for too long now. Yes, he's not hitting for high average this year. 224 batting average, 11 home runs, 43 RBIs. But still, you need to call a Nolan Jones up to the major leagues, especially with a team that needs hitting. They need hitting desperately. And Nolan Jones would be a good player to call up. Next up is MJ Melendez. He's had a story because he's a catcher in AAA ball right now. And he had a bad 2019 season. 9 home runs, 54 RBIs, and a 163 batting average. But wow, has he turned it on in 2021 as the future backup catcher for Salvador or future catcher when Salvador Perez is gone. 31 home runs this year, 72 RBIs, and a 283 batting average. He has had a fantastic season in AAA. He deserves to get the call to the major leagues. Next up is another Kansas City Royal at number 72, AC Lacy. He has not had a good year. 2-5 with a 5.19 ERA. He's going to have to work on his control. He's just not had good control, and he's got to get better. Next up, another Kansas City Royal at number 71, Nick Pratto. He's going to be the future first baseman. Had another great year. 265 batting average, 23 home runs, and 65 RBIs. He's another guy who had it down at 2019, but has really had a great 2021. Next up at number 70 is the Phillies 2020 draft pick in Mika Mel. He's not had a great year with their low A team. 1-3 with a 4.43 ERA. Not a great year. But still, I kind of expect a prep arm like him to struggle in the beginning. Next up at number 69 is George Valera. He's with Cleveland's high A team as well. 15 home runs, 40 RBIs this year, and a 253 batting average. Nick Gonzalez is the 2020 draft pick for the Pirates, and he's had a very good year, being injured for some of this year as well, so take that into account. He was injured for a month, I think. 9 home runs, 29 RBIs, and a 288 batting average. A very good year from Nick Gonzalez in high A ball. Next up is Ryan Piput. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. We're just going to call him Ryan. But he's in AAA ball right now, 4-6 with a 3.72 ERA this year. And he's had a very good year for the Dodgers AAA team, the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Next up at number 66 is Cole Winn of the Texas Rangers, a righty. And he has had a very good year with Frisco, their AA affiliate, where all their top prospects basically are. 3-3 with a 2.57 ERA this year in 70 innings. He has had a fantastic year in AA. He's ready for the promotion to AAA. He was their 2018 first rounder, and there's definitely something to be excited about with that future top two of Cole Winn and Jack Leiter. You've got to be excited about that. And number 65 is the Cleveland Guardians' future shortstop, Tyler Freeman. He's in AA right now, and he's had 2 home runs, 19 RBIs, and a 323 batting average. I'm going to assume he's been injured for quite a bit of the season, just saying. Oswald Peraza is another shortstop for the New York Yankees. He's currently in AA ball with the Patriots, and 13 home runs for him. 40 RBIs and a 297 batting average this year. Pretty solid season for Oswald Peraza. One of the more underrated prospects, I think, in minor league baseball is Jordan Walker. He was their 2020... was it their first rounder? Yeah, first rounder in 2020 for the Cardinals. He's currently in high A ball, has had a really good year. 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 322 batting average. Jordan Walker, I think, is one of the more underrated prospects that could be traded as well, because he has no spot there unless he can play first base or second base or shortstop. The outfield, like, he has no spot with the Cardinals. Next up is Mackenzie Gore for the Padres. Now, he's currently, I'm pretty sure, on a rehab assignment with the AZL Padres, but he's spent most of his time in AAA this year, where he's had an 0-2 record with a 5.85 ERA. Not a very big sample size. I think Mackenzie Gore definitely is going to be called up pretty soon. He's a 2017 first rounder, 3rd overall. Jordan Grossans is the next guy at number 61 for the Blue Jays. He has no spot either. He's another guy that could be traded. 6 home runs, 36 RBIs, and 285 batting average. He would probably already be in AAA or the majors with another team, but with the Blue Jays, with all the hitting they've got with Bichette, Vlad Guerrero, he's probably not going to get a spot. Next guy at number 60, recently drafted Brady House, shortstop for the Washington Nationals. He hasn't played a professional game yet. Brady House is a guy that I think is going to be very good. Whether he's at shortstop or third base, he's going to be a very good player. At number 59 is Daniel Lynch. He's currently with their MLB team right now and hasn't been great. 3-3 with a 5.12 ERA. I kind of see him as like a Max Fried type of guy, but I think he's going to get better. Next up at number 58 is Ronnie Mauricio of the New York Mets. And he's had a very good year in high A ball with 16 home runs, 52 RBIs, and a 234 batting average. Yes, the batting average could be better, but still, this is a guy that I think could be moved to AA anytime soon. Next up is the Pirates' future third baseman, shortstop, second baseman. We don't know, O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz has a ton of power in that bat. And a great arm as well, which makes me think he'll move over to third base. He'll be the one. But 9 home runs this year, 32 RBIs, and a 298 batting average. He's probably got one of the better power tools, I would say, in minor league baseball. Very, very good player, and he's hitting for a high batting average too this year. He's probably going to be moved over to third base. Next up is Garrett Mitchell, their 2020 draft pick for the Brewers. 8 home runs for him, 30 RBIs, and a 264 batting average. Has struggled a little bit since going to Double-A for them. He was tearing up high A ball, was promoted quick, but has struggled since being promoted to Double-A, like I said, with a 178 batting average, 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs. At number 55 is Zach Veen of the Colorado Rockies. 14 home runs for him this year, 65 RBIs, and a 301 batting average with low A Fresno. This is a guy who deserves to be promoted. He needs to be with their high A team in Spokane. Next up, Josiah Gray for the Washington Nationals. One of those guys that got traded at the 2021 deadline, but since coming over to Washington, it's been really good. 2.86 ERA in 4 starts. He's been very good since coming over to Washington. He's going to be their future ace of that rotation. Quinn Prester is at number 53. Quinn Prester is another guy for the Pirates. The Pirates have a ton of guys on here. 5-3 with a 3.08 ERA this year. It's got a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and good control for those pitches as well. And yeah, Quinn Prester is going to be a very, very good player. Next up is a guy who just got promoted to AAA, and that is Josh Young of the Texas Rangers. He has had a great year in Double-A, and he was injured for the first 2 months of the season. 10 home runs, 40 RBIs, and a 302 batting average this year. Very good season. Always is hit for the high batting average, but we've never really known about the power. Yeah. 51 is Matthew Levator of the St. Louis Cardinals. This might be a little high for him. 5-7 with a 4.73 ERA. Might be a little high. I think that Josiah Gray, Josh Young, Quinn Prester, Zach Veen, a lot of the guys below him are a better prospect than he is. At number 50 is Jackson Jobe. Has yet to play a professional game yet. But Jackson Jobe is going to be a very good player. At number 49, Brett Beatty of the New York Mets. He's really starting to get the notice of being possibly the number 1 prospect in that organization with 12 home runs, 55 RBI. Well, not the number 1, but number 2 prospect behind Francisco Alvarez. And a 290 batting average this year in Double-A. He can play third base, the outfield. They could use a third baseman, so he fits in great. Orlavius Martinez is next for the Blue Jays. He's currently with their high A team, Vancouver Canadians. And he's got 23 home runs this year, 78 RBIs, and a 259 batting average. A great year for Orlavius. Next up is Robert Hassel for the San Diego Padres. Not hitting for a ton of power this year. I feel like we've talked about him a ton in videos. But 5 home runs, 53 RBIs, and a 318 batting average. Not hitting for a ton of power, but it has been a great hitter this year. Tyler Soderstrom for the low A team of the Athletics has been really good. 12 home runs, 49 RBIs, and a 306 batting average has been very good this year. Number 45 is Sixto Sanchez of the Miami Marlins. Sixto, 3-2 with a 3.46 ERA in 2020 and 7 starts. I'm confused why he's not on the majors team, but 8-6 with a 2.76 ERA in 2019 is yet to pitch because of, I think, it's the shoulder injury as well. Nate Pearson at number 44. He struggled in 2020 in limited time. 1-3 with a 4.39 ERA in 8 games. He's one of those guys that could really be a difference maker for this Blue Jays team down the stretch. Brandon Marsh is a guy who has been very solid since coming up to the Angels in 33 games. 0 home runs, 6 RBIs, and a 229 batting average. He's been decent. Especially for a guy this is the first time in the majors. He's not just being called. He's not being recalled or anything. Next up is Alex Thomas of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's in AAA ball right now. 10 home runs, 41 RBIs, and a 275 batting average. He just got a promotion to AAA. Next up is Cade Cavalli for the Washington Nationals. Has had a really good year. 6-4 with a 2.50 ERA between high A and Double-A. He's had a very good year. At number 40, Christian Pache of the Atlanta Braves. I don't agree with him being above Drew Waters at all. And I don't think that he's the 40th best prospect in baseball. Simple. I just don't think that he's that. This year in AAA, which has been where he's mainly been, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs, and a 254 batting average. Not a great hitter at all. And yes, his fielding is exceptional, but his hitting is just not it. Next up is Luis Campesino. Spent most of his time in AAA this year with 13 home runs, 43 RBIs, and a 289 batting average. Next up at number 38, Austin Martin, now of the Minnesota Twins. I don't agree with Royce Lewis, who's next, being above him. That seems crazy to me. 3 home runs this year, 23 RBIs, and a 274 batting average. Hasn't been great, but he's still hitting for a high average. 38, I could see where you see that. MLB.com. But Royce Lewis has yet to play in 2021. He's with their AA team on the injured list. He's yet to play. I can't really talk much about him, considering he hasn't played in like 2 years or more. Emerson Hancock just got a promotion to AA ball, and he's had a great year. 2-1 with a 2.50 ERA, and it's been very good since going to AA too. George Kirby is also in AA ball with Arkansas Travelers. He's had another great year. 4-2 with a 2.17 ERA for AA Arkansas. And number 34 is Gabriel Morano. He's in AA ball for the Toronto Blue Jays. 8 home runs, 45 RBIs, and a 373 batting average. He's killing it at AA this year. Has had a great year. Jose Barrero of the Cincinnati Reds actually just got promoted to the Major League team after having just got promoted to the Major League team and didn't play or has played in 2021. 17 home runs, 62 RBIs, and a 303 batting average. He was tearing up AAA ball, and now he's getting promoted to the majors. Next up is another guy that I think might get promoted, Nick Lodolo of the Reds again. 2-2 with a 2.36 ERA this year. Started off the year in AA. Has a fastball, slider, and changeup. And yeah, he was the 7th overall pick in 2019. Lodolo is a guy who I think they should call up. Another guy who I think deserves a promotion is Max Meyer, who was drafted 3rd overall in 2020. And he's 6-1 with a 1.97 ERA. Man, has he had a great season. Next up is Edward Cabrera for the Miami Marlins. 3-4 with a 2.93 ERA this year. Had another exceptional year in 2019. 9-4 with a 2.23 ERA. And number 29 is Diego Cartaya. He's currently an A-ball with the Dodgers. He doesn't really have a spot. 10 home runs, 31 RBIs, and a 298 batting average. He's the highest ranked prospect for the Dodgers. Next up at number 28 is something I don't agree with. I don't agree with Khalil Watson being above Max Meyer and Edward Cabrera. Don't agree with that. With their FCL Marlins, their rookie affiliate, 0 home runs, 1 RBI, and a 273 batting average in just 3 games. So, very small sample size. Another Cincinnati Red at number 27, Hunter Green. He's 8-6 with a 3.16 ERA between AA and AAA this year. He's had a great year. He's got the fastball, which we all know about. He's got an 80 fastball grade, and he's got a great fastball, slider, cutter, and changeup. Next up at number 26 is Jarren Duran. He's already with the Majors team. He's not going to be considered much of a prospect for much longer. So far in 25 games with Boston, he's struggled. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and a 224 batting average. At number 25 is Nolan Gorman. He's probably going to be the second baseman of the future for the St. Louis Cardinals. 18 home runs this year, 57 RBIs, and a 275 batting average. He's had a very solid year this year in AAA. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the promotion come September. Next up at number 24 is Reed Detmers. He's already been in the majors after just being drafted in 2020 with a 10th overall pick. 1-2 with a 7 ERA in 3 games. Not a big sample size in the majors. And number 23 is Henry Davis. He's already in high A ball and he's been tearing it up. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and a 421 batting average. He's been really good between rookie ball and high A ball. Vidal Brujan is at number 22. Got a little taste of the majors in 10 games and didn't hit much of anything. 0.77 batting average. 9 home runs, 43 RBIs, and a 289 batting average though in AAA. I think he's going to be a future outfielder for them because they've got so many second basemen in that farm system. Corbin Carroll's the next one at number 21 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's had 2 home runs this year, 5 RBIs, and a 435 batting average. I think he's been injured for some of the year. Number 20 is Shane Baz of the Tampa Bay Rays. I think he's one of the more underrated prospects in baseball. With a 3-4 record this year and a 2.30 ERA, he just got a promotion from AA to AAA, or didn't just, but he's got even better since going to AAA. Next up is Kyber Urias for the Washington Nationals. He's currently in AAA. I don't understand why. He should be on the Major League roster. Number 18 is Tristan Casas of the Boston Red Sox. I think he's the highest rated. No, he's not actually. With 6 home runs, 35 RBIs, and a 286 batting average for him in AA Portland. Next up at number 17, Jason Dominguez. One of the more talked about prospects in baseball is right here on, but 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and a 238 batting average in single A ball. Yeah, he's probably going to stay in single A ball next year too, because obviously he really hasn't spent the whole year there. Next up is Joey Bart. He's currently with their AAA team, the Giants. 10 home runs, 42 RBIs, and a 314 batting average this year. Next up, I think, is the highest-ranked Yankees prospect, maybe, Anthony Volpe. He's currently in high ball with the Hudson Valley Renegades right now. And he's got 20 home runs this year, 71 RBIs, and a 305 batting average. A really good year from Anthony Volpe. At number 14 is Brandon Davis. He's currently with AA Tennessee for them. 13 home runs, 39 RBIs, and a 285 batting average. This is a future outfielder that's going to be a star for them, and yeah. At number 13 is Jordan Lawler of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Just got drafted and has yet to play a professional game. He's the 6th overall pick in 2021. And he gets comparisons to Bobby Witt, so probably going to be pretty good. Jack Leiter is next at number 12 for the Rangers. He's yet to be assigned to a team. I think he'll probably start in high A or AA ball with the Rangers. He's the 2nd overall pick in 2021. At number 11 is Noelvi Marte of the Seattle Mariners. He's still far away. He's currently in A ball with the Modesto Nuts, but has had a very good year. 17 home runs, 63 RBIs, and a 271 batting average. At number 10, getting into the top 10 now, is Francisco Alvarez of the New York Mets. He's got a he's went up a lot since the last rankings came out. 274 batting average, 18 home runs, and 59 RBIs, the highest rated Mets prospect. Next up at number 9, shortstop Marcelo Meyer. He was the 4th overall pick in 2021. He fell in the draft. I think the consensus for most people was he was the best player in the draft. He struggled a little bit in 6 games in rookie ball with a 182 batting average, but yeah. Next up at number 8 is Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles. 8-1 with a 2.10 ERA this year. He's had a great season this year. He's got the fastball and the changeup and the slider and the curveball, which are all good pitches with good control for the pitches as well. Grayson Rodriguez is a very good prospect. At number 7 is Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers. He's currently in AAA ball with 16 home runs, 55 RBIs, and a 293 batting average between 2 teams this year. Has only played 4 games in AAA though this year. He just got a promotion to AAA. But he's got a 200 batting average. Hasn't been great in AA. Or AAA, I mean. Next up is C.J. Abrams for the Padres. Not a lot to talk about here, just for the simple reason that he's out for the rest of the year. He's not going to be playing for the rest of the year. But in a small sample size this year, 296 batting average, 2 home runs, and 23 RBIs. In AA, I think he'll be back by the start of next season. Next up at number 5, shortstop for the Giants, their highest-rated prospect, Marceau Luciano. He's currently in high A ball right now and has pretty much tore up high A ball. With 19 home runs, 66 RBIs, and a 261 batting average. Has had a great year. Next up at number 4 is Spencer Torkelson. And boy, has he had a year as well. 19 home runs, 65 RBIs, and a 277 batting average. Between 3 teams this year. This guy is a 2020 draft pick that's already almost in the major leagues. He dominated AA ball. He was gone from high A ball quick. He dominated there. And yeah, he's currently in AAA ball. Next up at number 3, Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. He's in AAA right now. Has had a monster year. 288 batting average, 25 home runs, and a 71 RBIs. He's had a great year this year. Between AA and AAA, he absolutely tore up AA and is tearing up AAA as well. He deserves a promotion to the major leagues. Next up at number 2, Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners had 5 hits in a doubleheader the other night. But 10 home runs for him, 31 RBIs, and 321 batting average between 2 teams. He's been very good between high A and AA this year. I mean, he's number 2. He's a great prospect. But at number 1, according to MLB Pipeline, is Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. He's in AAA right now with 19 home runs, 61 RBIs, and 287 batting average. It was pretty much consensus that he was going to be the number 1 guy once Wander Franco got to the major leagues, and he has been. He's good defensively behind the plate, a switch hitting catcher, a great prospect, and the Orioles, if you're an Orioles fan, you've lost 16 straight. You've got to be just so excited for when he comes up. And he's almost ready. He might be up September next year, whatever. But, yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications. Because, like I said, 92% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead, get your life together. Hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. Yeah, that's it. I think these rankings are pretty decent. I think that they're pretty close. Pretty close. There are some questionable ones, but I think that these are some pretty good rankings. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and peace.